What's up, guys, and welcome back to Wake Up Entertainment. So, General Mkhwanazi, he has wrapped up his testimony, and after wrapping up his testimony, it is now up to General Fani Masemula to come in and testify. Now, after General Mkhwanazi has wrapped up his testimony, that is on day number 3, let us look at overall, the entire testimony of General Mkhwanazi at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry, where Mkhwanazi delivered, damning testimony that exposed, how corruption had eaten deep into the South Africa Police Service. So, General Mkhwanazi was describing an institution infiltrated, by criminal syndicates, where political interference routinely undermined investigations and weakened accountability. So, according to Mkhwanazi, powerful networks within the South Africa Police Service and government actively protected rogue officers, business partners, etc. So that is the damning testimony, being revealed by General Mkhwanazi. So these powerful networks that were within the SAPS, they were ensuring that disciplinary warnings and red flags were ignored when promotions and appointments were being made. So one of the most shocking cases he raised was how individuals who had previously faced dismissals or warnings were later reinstated and even promoted, within the SAPS. But Mkhwanazi did not give every detail publicly. He stressed that this pattern of ignoring disciplinary findings could not happen without any influence, like outside influence, So he was suggesting, that decisions on key appointments were being shaped not by merit or integrity, but by underworld connections. So he was saying these appointments, they were being generated or coming from these underworld connections that served the interests of criminal political syndicates. So central to his testimony was the 360 million tender scandal involving Vusumuzi Matlala. Mkhwanazi highlighted, evidence that Matlala's company had received the lucrative SAPS medical contract despite glaring irregularities. So media reports have since confirmed that the tender was cancelled following allegations of fraud and collusion. So what made this contract especially suspicious was the close timing of Matlala's hospitality to political leaders and the awarding of the deal, suggesting a corrupt exchange of favors. Now, the big one is where Mkhwanazi drew attention to the web of relationships, linking former police minister Bheki Cele, current senior officials, and businessmen such as Matlala. This guy obviously is not a businessman, but I don't know why the media always uses the word businessman to describe this Vusumuzi guy. So reports revealed that Bheki Cele stayed in a luxury suite owned by Matlala just days before the contract was awarded. In addition, evidence was presented of WhatsApp messages and other communications showing coordination between Vusumuzi Matlala, SAPS Deputy Commissioner Shadrack Sibia, and other politicians. There was also another businessman who was flagged as an informal facilitator, between Vusumuzi Matlala and the minister, though he was not listed in the contract in itself. So beyond the tender scandals, Mkhwanazi defended the integrity of officers who had risked their careers by exposing these networks. He praised, senior investigators, including crime intelligence head General Khumalo, for uncovering murder plots in KZN and ensuring the arrest of rogue officers despite efforts to force them out. But unfortunately, Dumisani Khumalo is currently arrested. So one of the things that people were talking about is that General Mkhwanazi had seen the plot to get him arrested. So he had to make a counter attack. And in this counter attack, it was to expose this network before he himself, could get arrested himself. So it's the rumor that is out there. Because General Mkhwanazi, they were saying he had this giraffe view and he'd seen this. So another thing is that General Mkhwanazi accused certain academics, journalists, of spreading misleading narratives that conveniently served the interests of corrupt officials while discrediting investigators who were closing in on political hit squads. So General Mkhwanazi, you are saying, if you look at this screenshot that is actually circulating online of this picture that was taken at the Madlanga Commission, this group of journalists, it is actually described as agents of misinformation. That is the word used to describe them, and the word is saying. So that is what is being used to describe these guys. And trying to connect this, there are several media outlets. There is News 24 and Times Live. So if you see their current articles that they were posting recently, they were saying, both of them, that General Mkhwanazi, has concluded his testimony. But where is the evidence? Where is it? There is no evidence whatsoever. It's just allegations, without any tangible evidence. But at the same time, they then write articles, against Vusumuzi Matlala to say they found, that is the police, they found weapons that belonged to Vusumuzi Matlala that has been linked to so many people. So now people are saying, you know what, this is exactly what General Mkhwanazi was talking about, when you are saying the agents of misinformation that are trying to shape a different narrative. So that is that, And Mkhwanazi was saying, you know what, these media leaks and false information, they are being used to weaken public trust in ongoing investigations. So according to him, hostile leaks are orchestrated, to damage reputations, create confusion, shield high-level suspects from accountability. So overall, General Mkhwanazi's testimony was painting a bleak but crucial picture: syndicate infiltration, political protection, systematic abuse of tenders that have created a crisis of legitimacy in SAPS. So by exposing these dynamics, General Mkhwanazi was showing us that there is a chance to restore public trust and hold accountable those who have captured the country's policing system. I'll catch you guys on the next one.